Hello everybody, my name is Pravus, and welcome back to more Hearts of Iron 4, Palpatine's Gamble. Finally almost done with the conquest of this world. We're gonna go for the kill since they have no supply. I got some bad news for you guys if you really enjoyed this series. We're gonna be ending it early, and by ending it early, I mean I think we're gonna go ahead and end it today. There's a few reasons for this, and I'll try to cover at least some of them. Part of it is the series has not been performing as well as of late. I think it did really well in the beginning, and then people kind of lost some interest in the mod, and as a result, the channel as a whole has been suffering a fair bit, which is no bueno for me. So I kind of need to be ending it if I want to get a paycheck this month. So there's that, and I hate to make it sound like it's all about numbers, but sometimes that does matter. You know, I got to make a living too. Part of it is because the channel's not, this series isn't doing well because it's gotten really, really slow. Right, we have accomplished very little per episode as of late. We've been fighting over one planet for what, 4 videos now at this point? That's just taken too long. Heck, we've barely been able to make any progress in the national focus trees in our research. You know, once you get to that point, like, of course most people aren't going to be as interested in watching this. You know, it's kind of a victim of itself in that case. So, like, we have to move things along. And I would have done jump cuts earlier this week, but unfortunately my wife's grandmother died. That kind of messed a few things up. I had to go to a funeral. I couldn't redo the videos and cut them down into more engaging content. So I kind of got stuck with that, right? So all of that kind of came back to bite me a bit. Now, part of the reason this has been so slow is not the mod's fault, it's the game's fault. Everything is processing really slowly, I'm finding. And part of that is just, you know, there's a lot to try and calculate in the game. It's just not performing as well, so everything's slow. Part of it's my own darn fault, and I haven't been able to strategically push very aggressively because I made some mistakes early on. You know, I could have waited on the battle with Geonosis and gotten a lot more military infrastructure first for supply so we wouldn't run into all these logistical issues, which have been really kind of hurting me up to this point. Right, there's that. I didn't know how supply was going to work in this mod, and it's kind of wonky. And it really messed me up. How the AI is able to field something on the order of like 170 units on a planet when I can only barely hold on to like 50? Not too sure, doesn't seem too fair to me, but clearly supply usage is really important, and I messed a lot of that up, and that kind of exacerbated the existing issues, right? So part of that's all kind of my fault. Part of it's just kind of the mod is the way it is, part of it's the game. All of it comes down to say, I think that this series is progressing too slowly. It's not as engaging for you guys, and that's shown by the numbers. And while I know that there's going to be people who vocally like this and want to see the rest of it, the silent majority is speaking with their time and not watching, and at some point I have to move on and try for something else that I think you guys will enjoy, you know, a bit better, right? So, it's a controversial decision every time I do something like that. I kind of think I have to, though. So, to compromise, I don't like leaving series in the middle and then not finishing things out. I do want to try to form the Galactic Empire. We can't do so for another 3 in-game years, which will take me another 10 hours to get to, probably. So what I'm going to do is the mother of all jump cuts. I'm going to show you guys as I bump from planet to planet to planet, picking up more national focuses and research and stuff, but ideally I'm going to try to compress the rest of this campaign into a single video. Aggressive? I might decide that's impossible. But I'm going to try, starting now. Oh, this is interesting. Mandalore wants to join the Galactic Republic. Sure, let's bring the Mandalorians on board. That sounds fan-flippantastic. Okay, we finish up with the mechanized offensive. Given that we have so much infantry in the form of clones, we haven't been making good use of tanks. I think we're going to end up going for the shock and awe route. That should ultimately get me the most stat benefits. Obviously, it would have been nice to have you know, a whole load of tanks instead, but I think I underestimated how that was all going to work. All right, so the Battle of Sullust has begun. Ultimately, what I want to do is get over to these victory points, hold the dockyards, and not really do much else. Got one more army that might pop over here. If we can just get this, that should be enough to get rid of Sullust. And we have an ally that's making some pushes over here, which I find amusing. Don't know how helpful that's going to be, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I'm also trying something a little different with some of my fleets. I'm trying to be doing like either strike forces or convoy raiding around planets to see if we can catch any reinforcements. And to that end, I actually have created a couple of fleets of just corvettes, which are hopefully going to be patrolling and spotting fleets. Though, to be honest, I'm not sure they're going to be that much better than my other irregular fleets. I don't know if corvettes are necessarily that much better because... What's this? Yeah, I'll take that. Because corvettes aren't as fast as some of the big ships, and I don't think have much better stats in terms of spotting, so that may not do me a whole lot of good. Actually, Sullust fell really quickly. Okay, Imperial Malastare actually did a pretty good job, which means I no longer care about getting in these airfields and stuff. I do think airdrops is going to be key for a lot of our victory, but there we go. Alright, so that worked. Cool, let's move on to the next world of Onderon. I actually have been reaching my limit as far as naval deployments, so I can kind of only do 1 or 2 worlds at a time. Alright, Adi, Depa, go! Defensive tactics is done. We can move on to some special forces. Also a whole load of new tech. Clone engineer, clone medic, scuba clone, cold assault trooper. I'm sure these are really good on specific types of planets or something. I'm sure they really are. I just don't know exactly how much that matters at the end of the day. We still haven't passed our act in the Senate. We should do that. I'm going to get some more civilian factories because right now I'm kind of suffering on that front. Let's go to the Senate to make sure that we actually do pass a vote. That should be easy enough. Trying to get my Navy in position, but Tarkin seems to be dragging his feet just a little bit. One thing that really just disappoints me, I think, about this mod is the complete lack of enemy Navy presence. I don't really know why the AI just does not buy out any of the navies, but for some reason, they really don't want to do that. So I invested so much time and money into buying up a big navy when it turns out, probably wasn't needed. Oh, we had a naval battle. It was a convoy. Oh, good. Well, we actually sank a convoy. They're still landing loads of troops over here, so apparently my naval supremacy isn't that good. 42%? Yeah, they're still landing loads more troops on Onderon, which is really, really annoying. So, okay. Yeah, even with a lot of ships patrolling this region, as far as I can tell, no ships of their own. We can't actually seem to get through there, like, at all. Well, now that we have some freed up naval invasion capacity, I think the next thing we do is we try making a push on the Trade Federation, who I am gonna just hope, I don't know this, but I'm hoping has almost no troops, given the fact that they are so unbelievably heavily in debt. Might be a wrong assumption, but we're gonna try anyway. Oh, and we've passed the Police Powers Act. Cool. So that means we now can move on to the Galactic Surveillance State, which would reduce the amount of damage being done to garrisons, which honestly isn't a huge deal. I mean, I think it would save me a bit of support equipment because I do have some garrison divisions with military police, which of course does cost a little bit. So it would save a teeny bit, but mostly you do that to save things like manpower, which at the moment I'm not really hurting for, so I don't think I care. Oh, what do you know? An actual naval engagement. Holy crap, it happened. All right, they've got 4 corvettes that they are sending out, and they're all dead. Yeah, that didn't take very long. Okay, it's a very minor naval engagement, but I'll take what I can get. Good news, by the way, we are finally caught up on our support equipment and our artillery, so we're getting there. Still very behind in the stuff that I have to auto-purchase, because apparently we can't produce it fast enough before they all die. Also, completely out of speeder bikes, so that's a new problem. Industrial development is done, could work on getting some more military factories, could pass some other acts and so on. ARC troopers and stuff, you know what, just because, actually, is there anything here that would allow me to produce, let's say, the self-propelled heavy artillery faster? No, because I'm looking at this like the investing in the drive yards, and it sure looks like warships are produced a lot more quickly, which is good if you have lots of money and want to buy naval ships rapidly. But I don't see anything similar for ground units, which is kind of what I would have liked. Alright, tell you what, for fun, let's go ahead and start learning about specialized equipment. I may not use it, but it'd be cool to have the option, right? Let's launch the naval invasion of Neomoidia. I'm pretty sure they have pulled a load of troops off at this point, so maybe we can make a push for Conte, and then directly over here to the Neomodian communal hive. Somebody else already made a invasion over here. It looks like it may have been Fresia this time. I thought maybe it was Imperial Malastare again. I was about to be very impressed. Okay, but if we can go quickly, wish I had speeder bikes, maybe we can indeed make a very rapid push to their capital. On the other hand, did we get a airbase? No. Would have been really nice if we had gotten an airbase, because maybe I could have gone for some dropship action instead. Ooh, bigger naval engagement. Hang on, hang on. What's going on over here? I want to see the action. Hey, wait, let me click on this. There we go. All right, so I've got my big heavy cruisers running in there. Oh, they ran away. Okay, they have a navy. That's news. That's something I didn't know. They have a navy. They are just choosing not to use it. Maybe we really were just having issues with spotting power. Maybe we just couldn't find their navy, but they're there. I don't know. Either way, let's keep pushing in towards Izid. I would love Onderon to fall. Conquering Onderon, yeah, I'm sorry, Palpatine. I know I failed. But I got close! Shakti, go! Get the Neomoidian communal hive! They live in hives? Gross. Now that we have some support equipment, I am going to start putting some logistics companies into my heavier armies. It's probably going to wipe out my excess almost entirely, but this does reduce the amount of attrition we're taking, which should make it easier for me to hold on to support equipment going forward. So I think this is well worth it. Anti-vehicle tank stuff as well. Excellent. So now we have some extra heart attack. Getting a little bit ahead of time on some tech. I guess I might as well go for the extra soft attack. That should be fine. And we are getting dangerously close at this point to the Neomodian communal hive. I don't know if this will be enough to force the Trade Federation to simply capitulate outright, in which case, I'm willing to guess that the Techno Union is the only other major participant. No, it's not actually showing any of these guys as, like, major war participants. It seems to be just kind of everybody, which would suck if that's the case, because I really don't feel like fighting literally everybody. I may not have a choice but to go for full galactic conquest. Well, regardless, getting the Trade Federation and the Techno Union out of this should make it very easy for me to finish off the remaining CIS forces, and the Trade Federation is now 70% of the way towards capitulation. Onderon, by the way, has gone away. Fantastic. What the heck are these laser lances? I don't know. All right, cleanup time. Oh, fun. I just noticed that our allies over here, Kurita and somebody else, have also done a joint attack on the other Trade Federation world over here of Central Kato Neomoidia. I'm going to send some extra reinforcements in the form of my elite troopers to go and assist taking this victory point. They're getting really close. There's, like, no defense over here. I think that the AI does see other worlds under attack and they just start flooding it with units, but they don't necessarily leave a lot of troops back at home. Which actually might mean that I have an advantage in that I can distract a lot of their forces on some world and keep them kind of in a quagmire there. And if I'm attacking, let's say, 5, 6, 7 planets at once, as long as I have a numbers advantage, the AI may not be able to counteract me. In which case, if that is true, I will probably get stuck on 1 or 2 worlds, but I could take like 4 or 5 unopposed. That could be a really powerful strategy if that works. Like, look how many units are apparently stuck here in Onderon. There are so many units, they are flooding over here specifically to hold on to this one port. So the Trade Federation has capitulated, which is great. So quite a few members of the CIS are removed at this point, but there are quite a few more to go. It would be nice to probably retake some worlds of my own down over here. We do have the Confederacy of Independent Systems over here. Christophosis. I don't know what kind of terrain type this is exactly, but should be kind of fun for me to invade. And yeah, they're committing a lot of their forces over in Onderon right now. There's a lot of enemy forces that are there. And the funny thing is, at least as of right now, I'm doing okay on supply, so I can just keep these armies here, keep them contained, and that's enemy units that aren't going nowhere, especially if I am eventually able to take this naval base and we can just kill them all with no supply. So, yeah, moving on to this world next, I think, followed by... Let's say this one over here. Which one is this? Is this Utapau? It is. Utapau. Desert World. Sort of, kind of. Cool, we'll do that. I also would benefit probably from buying some extra elite units. We have quite a few of them that are available, and I have the money for it. So, maybe, let's say... the 212 Attack Battalion with Commander Cody. Yeah, we'll buy you. And these are insertion troops, assault infantry, siege battalions, maybe you guys. Sure, we'll take both of you guys and create a whole new army just like that. Yeah, having lots of money is kind of powerful, isn't it? Okay, we finished with some of the specialized training. So I'm curious then, is this like a new... Now, this is a bad example, but is this like a new type of infantry that I can place? Scuba Clone Trooper, Cold Assault, and that's it. I thought we had more than that, but okay. So these guys definitely have better stats in certain types of terrain, which is what you would expect. Interesting. So you... But what qualifies as cold in this case? Because I don't even think that's a biome. As opposed to Scuba, who I can see being very good in the ocean specifically. Cold Assault, I think it's just an acclimatization factor. That's kind of it. Seems a little underwhelming, if I'm being honest. I just realized that retaking worlds is actually going to be really difficult. Hello, they also have a navy. What do you know? I need Tarkin real quick. Hang on. Tarkin. Hi, how you doing there? Can you please go on strike force, specifically in this area and go kill this... Wait, that's the wrong person. Hang on. No, you. Strike force, here. Yes, that's what I want to do. Well, this kind of figures. Like, literally, I'm just getting absolutely decimated in my navy. And it's because none of them got in position fast enough. So these guys have just absolutely shredded through everything, even though, as far as I'm concerned, most of the numbers were on my side. We're gonna lose a lot. Oh, you have gotta be kidding me. Come on. I lost 98 Corvettes to their 2? Does that seem right? I get... man, I know that the stats of the big ships are overpowered as frick, I understand that, but holy crap! I don't know what I did wrong, but I did something. Oh my god. Did you guys know that in the Galactic Market, there's actually a whole extra tab over here, including, you know, support equipment and stuff for cheap? Man, I wish I had known that. That would have changed a few things. Alright, it's time for another landing on the Techno-Union world. Here we are. Okay, I'm gonna try to take over these ports aggressively if we can, because I'm pretty sure most of his troops are otherwise rather indisposed. If this works, fan-flippin-tastic. We can cut down on a lot of their reinforcements. I'd like some of you guys to go grab these victory points for a bit of extra supply. The rest of you guys move up over here, kind of like so. And I'll have a third army available to go and attack over here where I know there are some more landing zones. If we can get this all connected, we got a chance. Take out the Techno-Union, things get a lot easier. Then we just have to kill the actual CIS. Wherever they even exist now that they're losing this world, I don't know. But that would be the last major war participant. And I'm not gonna lie, this is still a slog. The game is progressing so slowly. I don't know, man. I'm not sure I can finish this in one video, even with the power of magical jump cuts. This might take me many hours I don't really have. Integrated air support is done. I mean, gosh, I wish I could just do this Great Jedi Purge a lot sooner. I might actually go for it at that point just for the fun of it, but oh well. ARC Troopers, those are supposed to be heavy infantry of some sort, so I would envision those will be useful to me. About to grab this last port over here. If I've managed to grab all 3 ports on this world, I'm pretty sure this means the Techno-Union can't even bring in reinforcements except for whatever they deploy on their capital world. So that should make knocking them out real easy now. And it looks like my allies are actually making some pushes over here in the Outer Rim as well, which is pretty nice. So we can send a few troops to go and assist in some of these battles and probably just turn the tide in my favor. Let's say we want to finish off the Quarren and whatnot. That seems reasonable enough. Depa, let's move you up over... Oh, the Commerce Guilds are over here. Hi, how's it going? We could probably send some troops over here to assist. If you've got a landing zone anyway, which you do not, never mind. I am not risking that. Kashyyyk made it... The Wookiees are conquering? Look at them go. Look at them go. I'm just saying. Let's go ahead and just send everything we got out here. Yeah, I hate to say it, guys. I don't think we're finishing this mod out. It's just not going to happen. It's taking way too long. Look at the hours as they process. Right? 1, 2, 3. That's speed 5, by the way. 4. Yeah. Even if I won the war and had to do nothing but sit here until 983, we're talking... many hours of nothing happening. And this should be the last holdout of the Techno-Union all the way over here in Fondor, interestingly enough. think that'll be it for the end of the day. Okay, so, I've been recording for about 3-ish hours, and this is all the progress I've made. I've liberated like 4 or 5 more worlds, and I'm about to finish off the Techno Union. That's pretty good, but it means that this really... Wow, you did not have much equipment left, did you? It really means that this mod needed to be kind of a jump cut series from the very beginning. Yikes, dude. Yeah, this mod suffers from its own scale. Like, ambitious, I'm impressed by it, and it really could play out pretty well, especially if having to specialize your forces for different planetary types were, like, really more of a thing. Yeah, this mod would be pretty darn cool, but like all Hearts of Iron 4 content, once you get to the fact that everyone has hundreds and hundreds of divisions all fighting each other, the game just slows down way too much. It's one of the reasons I don't usually play HoI4 in the late game. I try to finish it a bit early. But okay, yeah, well, I think it's a good mod. Ultimately, I do think it's a good mod. I think it's just got its overall drawbacks, and that's not even entirely the modder's fault. I'm gonna end things here, even though this means I'm not gonna get to form the Galactic Republic. I've made months of progress in 3 hours. I need 3 years. It's too long. I'm sorry. I hate to do it. It just has to be done. We can move on to other content. Hopefully you guys will be more excited about that in the future. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.